work so you can play. MiniWarGaming Speed, the cooler, bat rap.
Tau turn 5 begins. We've got the aircraft coming back around again. This time only one of the planes goes off and the devilfish moves up. The battle suits now move in, because at this point I just need to move up and take the objectives. Holding the objectives and I pretty much win, but I've got to get him off because at the moment I'm probably going to lose. So fire warriors are moving up. Pretty much everyone in my army moves up. The usual tactic it seems that I have, where I run away all game until near the end and then everyone rushes forward. But all my forwarders are rushing up now, avoiding difficult terrain where they can, just trying to get closer so we can start making shots off into that giant herd of termagants. These fire warriors, they adjust just a little bit so they can shoot over at the Doom, even though he's sitting there, just to see if anything's blocking line of sight or anything like that. And the other tank jumps down, and so I wanted to land on the building, but despite that I could place the model, you can't actually put him there because he would be occupying and it's already occupied. Baozu Commander jumps into the dangerous with his move through cover, and so he's okay, not having to take a dangerous actually. And now the Doom's sucking out my Pathfinders, and I fail by 3, but I do make 2 cover saves, so only 1 goes down, and he gets another wound back. And then these marker lights shoot at the large critter there, and I only get 1 hit because they were hit because they went to ground. And then all my fire warriors shoot at it, wounding on 6s, and they get a bunch of wounds, but only 1 actually goes through. So he's down to 1 last wound, and now I shoot one of my ion cannons at him, along with all the burst cannons attached, and it gets 3 wounds, and it finally finishes him off. Now I'm shooting the large blast from my battlesuit commander, hoping for a good scatter, but it fails. And then the aircraft start firing away, and taking a look at this, they shouldn't have had the marker light on there. These are the missiles now swinging at it, but they miss as well. Now the rest of the fire warriors, along with the las cannon, are shooting at the Doom. The las cannon misses though, so they're pretty much in trouble at this point. They do get a bunch of wounds though, but he makes all but 1 save, so he's down to 5 wounds. Now I shoot him with the railgun, hitting on 3s, which it hits, wounding on 2s, and it fails, so it does not hit him. The ion cannon shoots along with the burst cannons on the gun there, and it misses with almost every shot, but does do a few wounds and he saves them. Then the other tank shoots and reroll, because it of course fell off the table, you always reroll those. Does 3 wounds, and he makes 2 out of 3 saves. The battlesuits then fire, taking a few pot shots at the other Turvagon, and they fail to do any wounds because it has an increased toughness right now. And a bunch of fire warriors shoot, trying to wound it on 6s. They get 1 through, and he does fail his save, so he's down to 1 wound on that Turvagon as well. Now I'm shooting it with my missile pods, which do ignore intervening terrain, but I need 6s to wound, and of course I don't get any. Now my battlesuits at the end of the turn are moving up again, and the commander himself is moving up, but he does not make it dangerous, so he still goes. Now we're moving into Tyranids turn 5. He knows that he doesn't really want to move out, he just needs to keep me from getting in, except for over here where the Doom's moving over. Technically he shouldn't have moved because he just automatically reached the charge on battlements, and everyone counts as being in combat. So now he's got his gaunts moving around, making sure that they're all in terrain. These ones are moving over there in case the first unit gets destroyed, because he doesn't need 5 units holding 1 objective. It's better to have 2 and 4. And the Turvagon's kind of moving over there just to keep them in synapse and save a few wounds. And then the other the Venom Throat moves over, so they're all protected. And now he's rolling to get his psychic moves off to bump up his toughness. And of course he gets all D3, so he's toughness 9 again. And these gaunts move over, getting closer to the objective as well, while staying near the Venom Throat, so they get their 5-up save regardless of what you can see. The other gaunts, because they did start their turn within 12 inches, they get to move over as well, and they get closer to the objective just to make sure that he's got everybody all lined up. Now the Doom sucking out the souls of those Tau Fire Warriors who actually passed their check, and then they get to try and stand and shoot, which they shouldn't have actually. Or no, that was the Spore Pod slapping them, and now he's got his Turvagon shooting, and it does do a wound, and now it's firing with the other Turvagon here, and it does a wound as well, but I fail both saves, and because he chose to target that one model, because he's a character, it only hurt the one guy. Now, I shouldn't have overwatched here. This was done wrong. I don't think I did anything anyway, but you can't overwatch when you're on a battlement, because it's like you're inside of a building, which is odd, but that's the way it is. So Doom attacks, and he does fail to kill anyone because he doesn't have any kind of power weapon, and they attack back, and they fail to do... Oh, they do a 1 wound, but he's fearless, so nothing happens. And turn 6, yes. Stay tuned for part 6 and find out what happens in this final episode of this bout rep.